What's going on, guys? D. Anthony here with Evolution Traders. We are going to back test the simple strategy that I teach you guys on YouTube, how you guys can implement this strategy. I give it away for free. Again, strategies are like opinions. Everyone's got a strategy. Everyone uses a specific indicator. There's 1,000 ways to trade. They all work. Now, what sets the strategy apart is how well the trader executes on the strategy. So at Evolution Traders, I don't focus so much on teaching a million different strategies. I teach 3 or 4 different strategies, this being one of them, and I teach how to really execute it, how to manage your risk. I reinforce the discipline that needs to be made, the journaling, the back testing. What did you do wrong? Those are things that are going to make you actually become a better trader, not the strategy. So let's just get into the strategy today. Again, if you did not win money today or you finished in the red, you have to go back, journal. What did you do wrong? Did you just simply not take any trades? That's fine. If something did not align with your trading plan, that's completely okay, that you did not see a setup. There wasn't too many, right? You had maybe 2 or 3 setups all day long. We essentially had 2 20 SMA setups, one to the short side, which was going against trend. You guys already know that I try to avoid going against trend. Now, why would I say that this is going against trend if we, kind of pulled back off these highs? Well, if you look at the pre-market data and you look at some of these recent lows that we had in pre-market, and you kind of look at where we opened. So if I was to draw a line here and look at the opening range 5-minute candle, would you say that this is trending higher or are we trending lower? Okay, doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the trend is up until it's not. And when would it not be trending higher? Well, if we start to take out the overnight session lows, we start to lose the 20 SMA and we really start to build below, right? That would be a downtrend. So even though I tend to want to stay away from these short plays, for the sake of the video, this sets up with a 9.5 point risk. Okay, why is it a 9.5 point risk? Because the candle where we would put our stop is 9.5 points, a 9.5 range. We're looking to get in on the preceding candle or a following candle that does take it out, but normally I like to see the preceding candle. And then we're looking for that 1-to-1. And then if you hold multiple contracts and you're looking for 2R, 3R, 4R, after you sell at 1-to-1, your stop loss immediately goes to break even. So in this particular situation, let's say you were trading 6 contracts and you sold 3 at a 1-to-1, you moved your stop loss to break even, you would have stopped out of those 3 runners, no harm, no foul. You took the profits on the 1-to-1 on the 3. But you can see here, it does get you 9.5 points, right? 9.5 points to the downside. Do the math yourself. Look at the 8 a.m. candle. You're going to see that you got it by a tick or two. The next real play that we had, if we stay with the trend, was going to be the long. Now, again, if you are selling everything, like for example, myself personally, on the future side, I tend to sell out of everything at a 1-to-1. There's no reason to ask me why. There's no reason to ask me, why don't you hold more? It's because that's the way I trade. I don't really care what everyone else does. I don't really care to make 2, 3, 4, 5 R's. And to those of you out there who may be thinking, well, that's stupid, you could make a lot more money. It doesn't matter to me. And the reason why it doesn't matter to me is because I understand that these setups happen every day. Okay, now today is one of the rare occurrences where we only had about 2 setups, 1 short, 1 long, 1 with the trend, 1 against the trend. But most days you get 2, 3, 4 setups. And if you're managing your risk properly and your position sizing correctly, you can take 40, 50, 60, 80, 90 points out of the market. Now, being that this particular setup was only a 16.5 point risk, you have to analyze that and you have to tell yourself, how much money do I want to lose on the trade? What's my account size? What's my drawdown? If I'm trading for a prop firm, how much am I willing to lose on the day? Because for the NQ, this is a relatively small amount of risk. Okay, 16.5 points is a relatively small amount of risk. So the trend is higher. opening range was broken, opening range was back tested, and then a new high was put in. We pulled back, we put in a higher low, right? Higher low. And then we reconfirm this 20 period moving average, gives you an entry on the preceding candle, and you were able to make that 16.5 points. Now, everyone's going to trade differently, but on something where I'm going to take a particular setup and my risk is only 16.5 points, I'm going to take 5 contracts. And the reason why I'm going to take 5 contracts is because it's about a $30 loss per contract. So 3 times 5, about $150 loss. So when I get my 16.5 points here, which you can clearly see, if the top of this candle was 16,883, if I go up to 905, and then we look at 906, and then we look at this price here, 909, and then you look all the way up to the high here of 914, you're going to actually see that on this run up, right? This run up, you get your 16.5 points. So this is an easy $150 winner. Now, again, I want you guys all to kind of be aware of what you're comfortable playing, because although the risk is small, and although playing 5 contracts to make $150 is relatively nice for the short amount of time that you were in this trade, however, if you're not accustomed to drawdown, you're not accustomed to taking losses, and $150 is going to be detrimental to you and your emotionals and your confidence, then play 2, right? Play 1. You know, even if you play 2 contracts, you're looking at a $50 to $60 win. It's a fantastic trade, right? So again, you know, you essentially get this one setup. Now, if you want to play it in a manner where, let's say, for example, you take 4 contracts and you sell 2 of them at a 1-to-1, and you move your stop loss to break even. So where would your stop loss be? If your entry is here, right? I'm going to draw this line. If your entry is here, right? 16,883, you sell at 1-to-1, you move your stop loss to break even, and you just hold the rest of the contracts. You just hold them until you feel comfortable to sell, or until we lose the 20 SMA. You know, we break below the 20 SMA. You know, essentially, you know, you could have taken this for a nice ride from 16,883 on some runners all the way to 16,974, which is 100 points. So even if you had 2 of them and you gained another 50 points, you won another $250. So, or $200, whatever it was, right? So that's one way you can stretch out your R multiple, is by, you know, playing more contracts. But again, with playing more contracts comes more risk, so understand that. But if you're okay with that more risk, even if you play 3, or even if you play 2, right? Let's say, for example, someone played 2 contracts. You take your 16.5 points at a 1-to-1, you move your stop loss to break even, and essentially on that last contract, you could have picked up another 30, 40, 50, 60 points, right? So again, the strategy hits at a very high success rate. It really doesn't even close below the 20 SMA here until going into the close. That was at 1235, actually does confirm at 1240, kind of back test up here, never takes this out. But this real flush comes, right, the last 5 minutes of the bell. And if you guys know me, I don't really trade the last hour of the day, period. 1, I'm not on the charts. And 2, I don't like trading, you know, quote unquote power hour. It makes no sense to me. If you can't find an opportunity to make money early in the day, I don't think that you should still be sitting here drained of mental equity, you know, drained of stress, trying to catch something into the close. So it is what it is. That's the way I do it. But again, you know, I just wanted to backtest this strategy because I teach this strategy every single day on YouTube. I have probably hundreds of videos now going over, recapping, backtesting, showing you the strategy. But yet most of you out there are still unprofitable. So in a day like today where you only got 1 setup, is it the strategy that didn't work, or is it you? Is it you being impatient? Is it you looking for high of day breaks and you looking for a, you know, to call the top and short the, you know, short the top of the range? What is it? Because it's not the strategy that's not making money. It's something inside of you, the trader, that is blocking yourself from making money. And again, like I said, I can teach strategy all day long. I can show you a million different other setups that I see right now. It will do you no good if you do not understand and accept the problems that you're doing wrong. So again, teaching the strategy is one thing. I'll do that for free. I don't care. I'll waste, you know, 10 hours a day teaching a strategy for free. Where the real value comes in me, where the real value comes in Evolution Traders, is holding you accountable and showing you how to be a master executor, showing you how to manage risk, showing you how to build a trading plan, showing you how to stay disciplined, showing you and bring it to your attention when these plays are live. Half the time there's an active 20 SMA play going, and half the time a lot of you traders are looking for a play to get in long here. But it's like, why weren't you in here, right? Like, why didn't you take this? Well, I thought we were coming down. Well, thinking is not going to make you any money, right? Thinking is not going to do anything for you. Use the chart, use the technicals, protect your risk, play the right amount of contracts. You should not be looking for a trade here. Well, should I take this long or should I short this because I think we're going to pull back? Why weren't you in long here? That's the benefit of having someone who can show you, who can be disciplined, who you can actually get called out with other traders. Other traders are taking these setups in Evolution Traders every single day. We had a trader pull out $500 from the markets today playing this exact same setup, right? So again, you know, think about it. There was another trader who pulled out $400 on 2 trades. It's like, guys, if you're not seeing the setups, there's an issue there. If you're not taking them due to lack of confidence, that's a huge issue. Because without confidence, all you have is just this fear of failure and rejection. So we need to eliminate this side, right? The fear of rejection, the fear of failure. We need to eliminate that, and we need to bring up the trust and confidence in the strategy. Because without trust and confidence in the strategy, you're never going to really understand the whole picture. You're going to constantly be doubting yourself. You're going to constantly be, you know, making excuses. You're going to constantly be oversizing and doing things you're not supposed to do. The real value is not giving you the strategy. Because I can sit here and tell you guys how to trade the VWAP. Many of you guys have used VWAP before. I can sit here and tell you guys how to trade the VWAP, and I'll make you a strategy from scratch right now on the VWAP. It does not mean that you're going to be profitable using it. The real value is learning how to execute on the strategy day in and day out, knowing when to stop trading, knowing when to hang it up, knowing when to take your profits, knowing where to set your stop losses, knowing how many contracts to play, and actually being held accountable, and actually journaling, and actually being in a community where you can talk to other traders and hold yourself accountable and learn from other people. That's the true value. Again, just wanted to go over the strategy here. Again, hits at another, you know, high percentage win rate. Again, theoretically speaking, you know, 100% win rate on the strategy yet again, right? So, you know, if you didn't take any plays today because you missed them, that's fine, but it's going to get to a point in time where you have to start asking yourself, why are you not seeing them? Are you busy? Are you not on the charts? Or why are you not trusting them? So again, it's not the strategy why traders are losing, it's you. So if you have problems being profitable, then you need to make the adjustments. Come inside the room. We'll take care of this in 30 days. We'll get you on the right path. It's a lot simpler than you think once you have a clear outlook on it, like good self-awareness, right? And you actually start doing the things you're supposed to be doing on a day in and day out basis. And there's a long list of things that you need to start doing, and I haven't even covered half of them on YouTube, and I've put out way too many YouTube videos as it is. That's why I have the room, so we can work a little bit more on those things day in and day out. I'll see you guys on the next one.